Rest in peace, Etika. This video is really weird to make for a few reasons, but I feel like it's a video that does need to be made. Recently, if you're active in the YouTube community, or just the online community, Twitch, Twitter and all that kind of stuff, you would know that recently there was a man or a streamer who went by the name of Etika, who sadly last week or a few days ago was announced as dead due to suicide. I wasn't personally a huge, constant watcher of Etika, so obviously this has affected a lot of people a lot worse than me, but I feel like that isn't really relevant. What is relevant is that this is a guy who was only like 29, I think, who felt like the only way to get better or to feel better was to end his life, which is horrible, especially since we saw the signs of this earlier on, and a lot of people did, and a lot of people in the community kind of gave up on the man after a while because they saw it as attention seeking, but they didn't see it as something that was as serious as it actually was until it was too late. Now, it's not everybody. There were people like Sky Williams, for example, who tried to reach out to the guy, tried to reach out to Etika and tried to help him. Obviously that didn't work out. Now obviously in that situation there's no one to blame there. Like, you can't blame Sky and you can't really blame Etika because he was in a mental state where mental health was affecting him so much that it was rather he didn't want to be a burden, or he didn't feel like anything was wrong with him for a while. And there's nothing like the word wrong is probably the wrong word to use here, but he didn't feel like there was any need for help. Eventually he uploaded the I'm sorry video, I think it was called I'm Sorry, where he was saying goodbye, and then a few days later his stuff was found on a bridge, and a few days later the news came through. I think the realest thing about that video is that he says that the thing he's gonna miss is like not seeing the last episode of Attack on Titan, which is so real. It's so upsetting because the fact that the thing he was gonna the thing he thought of before he did it was his favourite TV show is just so real. It's so sad. This whole situation's horrible, and there are people out there who are using this situation for their own benefit, who I think we all know is horrible, and that a video on that subject is not necessary. That's horrible that this has had to happen, because it didn't have to happen, but sadly it did. And I feel like it's a huge wake-up call to a lot of people. It's sad that this had to be the thing that had to happen for people to become aware of this stuff, but if there's any little good that's come out of this, then it's people now being aware, or trying to be more aware of mental health, which is one of the reasons I made this video. I'm making this video. When someone's in that state, where they're so low where they feel like the best way to get out of it is ending it. I can't imagine how horrible the state they must be in. But no matter what is happening, there's always a way out of it that other than suicide. If something's wrong and something in your life is going wrong, eventually, it doesn't. I don't know how long it'll take because it depends, but eventually things will get better. But when you've got these mental health issues, of course it isn't as easy as that. It's not as cut and clean. It's just it will get better. But there are places to call, there are people to talk to, but of course when you're in these positions, I don't know if it's as easy as just going, okay, I'll call this number, or okay, I'll tell this person, because if it was that easy, this wouldn't happen so often. But if you know somebody who, seems to be acting as if they're not feeling the best, I don't know how to word this, but you know what I'm trying to say, just try and reach out to people and try and let them know that they're not alone. Obviously it's not as easy as just telling them for them to realise it, but eventually, even just something small might help them feel a little bit better. And of course there are charities out there which try and help with this stuff. There is currently a merch shop, if you want to call it that, which has been recommended by trusted people in the community. That is 100% true. They are selling Etika shirts and Etika hoodies and stuff like that, as well as some new ones, and 100% of the profits will go to a mental health charity. So if you want to try and help out in any way, you'll be giving money to a good cause and you'll get something out of it as well. Of course it sounds weird to say, but it's something. It's insane how to see after this all the people in the community coming out and trying to support this thing. It's like, it's mind-blowing. It's really cool, but it's just really sad that this happened after the fact and not before. My descriptions are usually filled with the default of like the link to my Twitter and my podcast and all that kind of stuff, but for this video it's going to be just, there's going to be the merch store, there's going to be charities and numbers and stuff. I'm gonna try and make it helpful. Of course, like I said, it's not as easy for the people who are going through this stuff to just pick up the phone and do that, but hopefully it'll help, even if just a little bit. People should never feel guilty about having these thoughts, because it's not their fault. It's not even like, no one looks at you and thinks you're stupid for having these thoughts. They just, if they knew and they're close to you, they'd just want to help. Stay safe out there, I suppose, and be nice to people, and make sure your friends are okay. You will be missed, Etika. You were insane, over the top, in a good way. You've left a legacy at this point, which a lot of people would love.
Oh! It's over! It's over!
It's just sad that it had to be ended this way. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. If you need to, check out the description, and I hope things get better, because they will. Just, you gotta stick through it, please. See you later.
I'm about to indoctrinate this nigga. I don't know if you'll ever see this shit, but who gives a fuck? I don't care if you see this shit. Nigga, you are now an honorary, respected, established member of the Joy-Con Boys. This is not a title that you get easily around here. To be a respected member, an honorary member, is work, and you have done said work. My friend, may you carry your Joy-Con with pride. May you move forward with the knowledge that Nintendo is all. May you establish a base for yourself to be the best person you can be amongst a world filled with so many horrors and frights and plights.